like Miko is around here anywhere. Paimon doesn't see Ayato or Ayaka. Are we too early?
Did you hear? Someone encountered a doppelganger here last night.
A doppelganger? You mean, like a doppelganger of themselves? Or...
You know what they say. Anyone who sees their doppelganger will be replaced by them within 3 days.
That's just a folktale. It's not...
Doppelgangers? That's a common folk tale in Inazuma. Huh. It always comes up in light novels. You really never seen it? Also, the timing is a bit too coincidental, don't you think? The whole doppelganger thing sounds kind of like what Sayu was talking about with Bunshin Phantasm. Well, thinking about it isn't going to get us anywhere. Why don't we go check on Sayu's team? Huh? Well, if it is Sayu we're talking about, it's definitely possible. Weird. Is he here to work on the equipment? But he doesn't look like any of the workers we saw yesterday. He snuck away again! Do you He's constantly looking back. Paimon's calling it now. Something fishy is going on. Good point. He could be on his way to meet someone. Let the hunter become the hunted.
Reporting back, ma'am. Nothing suspicious to note at the Bunshin Phantasm booth.
Zara? Hey, Zoe! What's going on here?
Forgive me, ma'am. I have failed as a detective.
So, what's going on? What are you... Huh? What orders? You really can't tell us anything?
An astute observation, traveler. Tell her the truth.
What? The Shogun is here?
You recognized me with a single glance? It matters not. I am certain the person standing before us is our friend, the traveler. Her gaze, her presence, her mastery of several types of elemental energy. There is no mistake.
No, please! Stay away!
What? You're right. That's a big risk.
The purpose of this festival is to bring humans and yokai together. We cannot allow the culprit to endanger anyone. Fortunately, no one else has been harmed.
Ah, so the thunder we heard was you!
On the contrary, it was my decision. I was unable to capture the culprit last night, so I left to discuss a plan with Miko.
Speaking of Miko, where is she?
She is investigating the trace of yokai power found at the scene. Miko is working with the Kamisato siblings to verify the identities of the staff members. They should... As for the contestants, that inquiry must be performed. The Tenryo Commission is too conspicuous.
Okay, so you need us to talk to the teams and...
Precisely. Traveler, I understand these people are your friends, and it puts you in a difficult position. But If one of them has indeed been displaced... Thank you. I truly hope the situation is not a...
What are you guys gonna do next? Continue to investigate from a distance?
Worry not. Miko and I discussed that issue. She claims to have a
One of her genius plans, huh?
Indeed. If you learn any details of said...
Okay, so where do we start? We need to ask questions to figure out if there's an imposter, but we can't arouse suspicion. Oh, it's okay. Sayu and Yoimiya seem the same as ever. Oh, good idea! Doppelgangers only mimic appearances. Wait for... Yeah, well, the Traveler's judging this thing, so we can't slack off. Yeah, if the people in charge are here early, that usually means there's been... Oh, no, it's just... the trap... Well, it's... You're good? So we wanted to come early to reminisce about... White fur acting Huh? Why are you bringing that up? Well, that was my bad. I tried to turn into a barrel, but but this time, I'm not in charge of turning into things anymore. That one shouldn't be on me. I didn't realize I was tricked until later. Based on what happened, I guess you could say that. Mochi? No, I'm not. And... Oh, we should get out of your hair then. Bye, White Fur. Bye, Yellow Fur. Come back. Wow, we've had so many adventures, huh? Oh yeah, totally. It was... Anyway, Paimon didn't pick up on anything okay, so let's ask about the creative process behind the game and confirm their identities that way. Paimon sought... Hey, Toma! We were hoping to learn a bit more about the philosophy behind your game. Is now... Feel a soft bee?
Oh, Boss can explain that one.
Boss and Shosei were up super late, and he's back at it this morning.
Time for an interview. Into you? Hold on! You can't just ask a simple question. We'd love to learn more about your design approach and strategic vision. What will be the project's main draw, and how will it deliver emotional value to your players? Impressive! And completely over Paimon's head.
A nice one, boss.
Fixer is a tough nut to crack, huh? Shit. Whoa, not a single stumper.
Yes, Boss Toma!
Well, Toma's answers were all very gentle. Plus, he was with Shosei until late last night. Kozo and his two friends were together the whole time, too. So, we're back at square one.
Huh? White fur and yellow fur are here early!
You're here alone? Huh.
Don't know about Great Yokai, but Soul Lady is behind you.
Soul Lady? Oh, as in Soul of the Deep. Okay. Wait, did you say behind us? Kokomi! A little warning next time! Energy?
In a tree? Dry berry?
Oh, sorry.
Kyobo Koban is a criminal?
No, of course not!
In the good.
What about Mizuki? Where did she go?
Something tells me a certain someone is missing me.
Huh? Miko!
Hello, traveler. Paimon.
Yes, I left the rest to the young fellow from the Kamisato clan. At least for now, there's nothing suspicious to note.
That means the culprit didn't manage to sneak in. That's a
Just like that, you let down your guard. And all it took was for me to wear her face.
The culprit? It's you!
Oh? Greedy little thing. I thought we agreed on 20. Oh, it's getting harder and harder to tease you, traveler.
Can you stop with the teasing then? Even I'm reaching my limit.
500 years and you're still not used to it? Sounds like you need more practice.
At least spare me for the day. I can't take the mental torment right now. I'm running. Investigated the shogunate officials' nightmares. Analyzed the traces of yokai.
All in one night?
Well, I didn't want someone to ruin the Mikawa Flower Festival. Besides, I've talked to many patients who worked multiple jobs just to make ends meet. You're very persuasive, Kokomi. It would seem you also have a talent for clinical psychology. I'll leave it to you two then.
Sweet drink? Mizuki really cares about the festival, huh?
Perhaps she's reminded of the festivals of the past when I was just a kid. And Mizuki a young Baku. We would rush past the other yokai, desperate to get the first piece of fried tofu from the It would seem she hasn't forgotten, even after 500 years. You know, there's something to be said for knowing when to keep your mouth shut, little one. Well, enough about the past. We must focus on the matter at hand.
But you didn't notice anything suspicious, right? That should...
That's one possibility. The other is that the culprit's transformation is even more... In that case, we need a detective with a more professional skill set. Or we need to find a way to
But That sounds deep.
If the culprit is deep in disguise, a slight provocation. What we need is to create reasonable doubt. Oh, A didn't tell you? Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Mikawa Flower Festival, an esteemed guest from Tenshukaku has agreed to take part in this year's festival. Please welcome Her Excellency, the...
So this was your plan, Miko?
Well, not bad.
Wow, that was quite the entrance. Why didn't you clue us in earlier? We wasted all that time asking pointless questions.
Almighty Shogun!
This stall looks familiar. Yet it would seem the ownership has changed hands.
Ah, you must be thinking of Tomoki. He wasn't feeling well today.
I see. Yet, you remind me of someone. A Doshin from the Tenryo Commission.
Oh,
What are you looking at, eh?
The food offerings. Working? I see. I appreciate your dedication, sir.
of course. It's an honor to serve such esteemed guests.
No need for formalities. I'll take 3 orders of dong.
Right away.
3 orders? So Paimon
Yes. I wanted to thank you for accompanying me. I have my reasons for being here, of course, but I would hate to tarnish the festive atmosphere. Indeed. The Mikawa Flower Festival. Yet, the name endures.
Traveler, Paimon. And the almighty Shogun?
Oh, Mizuki! Looks like
Yume Mizuki.
Of course. I'm always willing to help. It's my duty.
Even so, relieving the pain of the night.
So not even Mizuki could fix it?
Let's save the difficult questions for later. Actually, I came here to ask you something. Want to come to the Isa bathhouse with me? Most of the...
Really? Yes, let's go!
Well, game development isn't easy. You've been under a lot of pressure yourselves with the investigation and all. So I thought you might like to join.
Of course we would! Right?
I will remain here. I rarely have time away from Tenshukaku, and I would like to continue.
Aw, that's too bad.
I almost forgot. Miko want...
Oh? Well, why don't we all go?
Almighty Shogun, your dango milk is ready.
Oh, did it?
No need, Shogun. Miko just had some quick things to go over with the judges, that's all. You and Paimon can wait. Alright, now we can talk freely. I think something's off with the Shogun. You've been with her the whole day. Have you noticed anything? Up close, sometimes it's hard to see the whole picture. I've witnessed a lot of cases where patients, for a variety of reasons, are unwilling until their emotions become so heavy. Even the strongest of people collapse on. Humans, yokai, and archons bear the same capacity for emotion and are naturally susceptible to the same mental turmoil. It's very possible that someone who appears strong on the outside has learned to come. Anyway, the quickest route to curing the mind is through the heart. That's where you approaching someone in a professional capacity often makes them more guarded. Here, with these 2 special coupons, you can get into Isa Bathhouse after closing.
Finally, you're back! Paimon's had 2 servings of dango milk already!
Sorry for the wait. It sounds like the Traveler has other plans, Paimon. So we'll head to the bathhouse on our own.
Huh? You're not coming? Okay. Paimon will bring you back a hot spring egg!
There is no need to stay behind on my behalf. If you leave now, I'm sure you can catch up. What makes you say that? If my presence makes them nervous or impedes their ability to relax, does that? I already disturbed their progress by coming to the festival. The last thing everyone needs is more distractions. As you know, this body is hardly that fragile. It can operate for another 100 years with... Mortals are weak in body and mind. If there is a choice of who to bear such a... What does it matter? The world is not so easily bent to one's will. What clever verbal tricks, Traveler. It appears you've been spending too much time with Miko. You think you can get away with manipulating the Shogun? I wouldn't be so sure. Persistent indeed. Very well. As you proposed, we shall... Steam replete with the scent of orchids. Yes, there are royal hot springs near Tenshukaku, but the plans were set in motion only after Hiragi Hiroshi. When the project was complete, I was already in the plain of Euthymia. The members of the Kanjo Commission were once friends with Makoto and the Kitsune Saigu. Although mere mortals, those who managed to survive back then were special individuals indeed. What makes you say that? Now I see why my officials claim that the hot springs facilitate conversation. Even I find myself divulging more than intended. You're correct. Following the dark disaster 500 years ago, on a battlefield consumed in darkness, our soldiers fought against dark forces. Perhaps not. The battle was intense, but what if I told you this? If the person trapped in the nightmare was strong enough to overcome incapacitation, it would become a waking nightmare instead. The person would lose all capacity to distinguish dream from reality, perceiving everything in the real world as a continuation and every precious thing in life as an enemy to be annihilated. That is a far more painful nightmare, both for the person in question and those around them. Yes. I unleashed Muso no Hitotachi and struck her down. No need. I have no regrets. I know it was the right decision. If necessary, I would do... Well, it's about time you two showed yourselves, yes?
Oh. Before you say anything, this part wasn't me.
Well, since the cat's out of the bag, how about a hot spring tea party?
Hey!
Ah, nice and warm. No wonder the hot springs relaxed your inhibitions, eh?
So who came up with this idea? I want the truth.
I guess both of us?
Well, I happened to consult a certain clinical psychologist. In her expert opinion, doing something new with a trusted companion in a new environment can...
It's one thing to trust that Miko has good intentions.
Your concern is misplaced. I kept these matters to myself because I was unsure whether this incident is connected to the past. If the investigation reached an impasse, or new clues pointed to the nightmare...
Intel, huh? It appears you still don't understand why I want...
Help me! Sounds like it came from outside. Let's check it out. Oh no! Someone's unconscious.
It seems different in some respects. Step back and allow me to examine her.
What's going on?
What happened just now?
It's all right. With the Shogun here, nothing can hurt you.
Yes. I was on my way to your restaurant. And as I was crossing the bridge, I saw someone staring at me from behind a tree. It was hard to make out their appearance in the dark, but I had a bad feeling. And it was... In that moment, I thought about how people who see their
A doppelganger? In Inazuma City? But we only
I heard that people encountered doppelgangers at Mount Yogo too! Could it be the work of some terrible
Now that we have an understanding of the situation, why don't I take you to the police station to file...
The situation is getting worse. If the doppelganger is limited to the festival grounds, that's one thing.
On the bright...
Bad news, Shogun!
A Tenryo commission of...
Another victim! At the festival! Kappa!
What?
But Sara and the others were keeping watch.
Make haste. Back to Mount Yogo at once.
Kappa! Kappa!
Excuse me. Let me take a look.
Mizuki! Traveler! Finally, you're back!
Now is not the time to cast blame.
We split up for just a second, and the next thing we knew, he...
Oh, it must... How is he, Mizuki?
It's strange. I can't perceive his nightmare. It's almost...
The yokai! It was Kappa!
No. It was I who underestimated the enemy. Sara, what is the status of the other contestants? Good. By decree of the Shogun, I declare that the Mikawa Flower Festival is...
Wait.
What is it, Miko?
You're being too hasty, eh? I understand your concern for the people. Considering your history with nightmares, you have better cause than anyone to exercise caution.
Explain.
Call it intuition. If you want the truth, perhaps Doshin Shikanoin could shed some light. I believe...
Kappa is made of wood?
No wonder I couldn't sense the nightmare.
I see. So the doppelganger infiltrated the festival as Kappa, and is currently hiding in Inazuma's...
Kozo and his two friends were together the whole time, too. It's a Bakedaniki tail!
Kikaku! Kikaku! Run!
Tetsunosuke?
Aren't you supposed to be in Inazuma City?
And leave you two by yourselves?
Nope.
Bakedaniki! Those little terrors! Come on, let's go after them! Paimon's had enough of these things! What even are they? More Bakedaniki tricks?
Nothing's working!
Little rascals!
You wish!
Transform! Stupid humans won't be able to recognize us! You can't see me. You can't see me. I'm on fire.
Tetsunosuke, you idiot! Don't tell them the three of us turned into bonfires!
Hear that, Traveler? Bonfires! Hurry you!
Ouch! Transform!
They're gone again! No, what are they this time? Some kind of stone or brick?
Kichiro, protect us!
There is no escape!
Oh!
Shine down!
Save us, Tsukumo! We're almost rid of them.
Ah! A Tengu!
Tengu was flying!
Tengu? What?
Shogun? That's the leader of the humans!
Shogun sent people to steal our land! Shogun is bad!
Calm yourself, Sarah. Let's hear the...
Shogun sent humans to steal our...
And the Mikawa Flower Festival! Shogun is making...
Serve the humans? He's not...
Shogun even forced Great Baku...
Oh, you mean yesterday? That was my choice, actually.
Jeez, where are these ideas coming from?
Stay back!
Humans want...
Hold on. Something's not right.
No need. I know what's wrong.
What are you doing?
Kinkaku...
Servitude, enslavement? These might sound like ridiculous misunderstandings to us. A world of despair and fear, where enemies lurk at...
So, they're... sleepwalking?
If we knew how, we would have done so back then.
Give us your work!
Truly?
What are you doing? No, don't!
The humans are everywhere.
How long have we been hiding? 100 years?
No idea.
Shh, quiet!
This is a fine piece of land. The grain yield.
Remember to check for traces of yokai in the...
By order of the Shogun, we ought to...
Why so... Hey, you know about the Mikawa Flower Festival, right? I heard 50% of the profit is going to the development fund.
Oh yeah!
The festival for humans. And
the festival for humans and
That's right. We should put them to work.
No.
Quiet! Or...
What? What is that?
Hey, are you alright? Yoko, Kappa, hold on! We're coming!
The yokai and the humans are...
The same thing happened.
The Mikawa...
This yokai?
No, if we don't make it to the Mikawa flower... Boss Tama...
The humans are
We infiltrate the Mikawa...
But how do we get in?
Bust!
How about...
Traveler! Traveler!
Are you all right, Traveler?
Huh? The nightmare is gone.
Humans! And a bunch of yokai!
The Mikawa Flower Festival! The humans are gonna...
Oh, that explains all the boss tome of this and boss tome of that. That was the only thing they could imitate. Wait a second. Hitotsume Kozo and the others should be Akitsuyuge experts. But this time, Toma did all the work. Paimon can't believe we missed something so... Oh, you're saying Paimon's deductive reasoning is Hazel level.
Based on your description, Traveler, it's possible these Bake Danuki have been in hiding for 500 years. Sounds like they know Ioroi, too. Why don't...
The protector of the grove. It's been 500 years since our last meeting. Sarah, Hazo, return to the festival to... The doppelganger incident has been resolved.
Shogun! I bow!
All is well, Ioroi, hidden protector of the grove.
Ah, that would be because when Ioroi tried to pluck a Naku...
Keep it to yourself, you meddlesome kitsune!
Ioroi, I wish to ask you something.
Anything, Shogun. Absolutely.
Suck up.
You could have at least slowed down a little. It took forever to convince them to come with me.
Oh, it's Yora! The humans really did kill you!
Your bodies...
Huh? I am not dead!
Not dead? The kitsune spoke the truth.
Yoroi?
Wait, this must be Kinkaku. Ginkaku!
When the humans, Kabuna Harunosuke, came to hurt us.
We ran and hid.
So we decided to escape.
That's when we uncovered a horn filled with
It restored our power! And then...
Oh! And by... Oh!
We tricked him and ran.
So, you didn't...
We've been using the horn to hide ever since.
A horn full of yokai power. Could that... If the horn contained the fragment of a nightmare...
Ha! I could have told you that nothing...
We strayed from...
But the horn helped us hide from the humans. The humans tried to take our land.
On the contrary, the purpose of the investigation was to determine in advance if yokai were present, whether we avoid encroaching on yokai territory altogether, or attempt...
Oh, really?
Wait, that is...
By order of the Shogun, if yokai live here, we need...
Ginkaku Tetsunosuke. Not all humans are bad. Yellowfur over there helped me a great deal, you know.
Besides, the Bake Daniki were only sealed away back then because Ioroi stole that comb.
Yoroi? It's a thief?
How was I to know it was used to make sacred Sakura Daifuku?
So the humans were made for no reason?
Well, if you must know, the young human and I fought. I was perhaps a tad careless, so I conceded the match.
There he goes again, changing the subject when it makes...
Now you know. No human is trying to harm.
So, it was
500 years in hiding? For nothing.
It was a 500-year-long game of hide and seek. What's so bad
Huh? We won?
Hey, my game of hide and seek isn't over yet.
Wow, the mind of a Bake Danuki is something else. Still...
That nature is what isolated them from the worst effects of the nightmare and prevented them from causing any real harm. But a nightmare that's still affecting people after all this time?
Tainted by darkness, the Oni warrior raised her sword against the almighty shogun, a trusted lieutenant fighting against the forces of darkness. She was once devoured whole by a beast from beyond this world. Thus she earned the name Chiyo the Tiger Bite, or Tora Chiyo.
I don't think Chiyo would like that name. Though she escaped the belly of the beast alive, that battle never left her. She saw the memories of her fallen comrades everywhere, slaughtered one after another, until she could no longer... The nightmare twisted every joy in her life, her subordinates, family, and friends, into enemies in need of destruction. It was in that state, trapped in the battlefield of her mind, that she raised her sword against me on Mount Yogo. With the Muso no Hitotachi, I cut off her arm, one of her horns, and a portion of the mountain itself. I suspect that is when the horn in question was buried there.
And subsequently uncovered by 3 Bake Danuki. That means the fragment on the horn comes from Chiyo's nightmare.
Nightmares feed on fear and anxiety. If what the traveler saw is true, it's possible Kinkaku and the others' fear over the past 500 years allowed the fragment to gain physical form, an earthbound spirit. They move through the ley lines, but
it would seem the fragment of this nightmare is no different from the one back then. The investigation team working for a better future? Attack.
Yeah, and we were attacked too!
Perhaps it needs to regain strength after your defeat. But sooner or later, its twisted hatred will force it out of hiding. And it when Chiyo set her sights on a target.
Oh.
But both possibilities prove something. Nightmare fragments can be defeated. And an enemy that can be killed is one that can be split in two by the power of Muso Ishin.
There's really no other way?
Mikoshi Chiyo is gone. A fragment of a nightmare tied to a severed horn.
Oh, who cares about the dead? I'm just trying to look out for the living.
What is that supposed to mean, Miko?
Oh, I'm just concerned about our poor Bake Danuki friends.
Huh? What does that have to do with us?
The nightmare fragment has been tied to the Bake Danuki for nearly 500 years. Strike it down, and who's to say whether you take the lives of our poor friends along with it?
I beseech you, almighty Shogun, spare the young ones. It was just a momentary...
Miko, you speak the truth?
If you don't believe me, ask Mizuki and the Traveler. I'm sure they've encountered similar cases during their...
Oh! Yes. During my studies both in Liyue and Natlan.
Then, what would you propose? This nightmare fragment is a constant...
If the fragment's hatred toward the world comes from a nightmare, then the most logical option...
Right! Can't you just eat the nightmare, Mizuki?
The Yumekui Baku already tried that 500 years ago.
What was impossible back then is not necessarily impossible now. Why not use this entity's tricks against it? Combat illusions with illusions. Combat nightmare.
Is that even possible?
Don't forget, there are yokai that specialize in shape-shifting and illusions, and they happen to be right in front of us.
Where? Kinkaku doesn't...
Maybe they're hiding us trees?
Fools! The kitsune is clearly referring to the Bakedanuki. Tetsunosuke Kinkaku.
Given their centuries-long connection to the nightmare fragment, they are perfectly positioned to create a dreamscape that the entity will be unable to distinguish.
Back then, the nightmare had little to no...
You said it yourself. Mikoshi Besides, Mizuki is an old friend, one that is not to be underestimated. She has traveled the land studying dreams and is far more capable than those old fossils back then.
Oh, she just usually doesn't compliment me to my face. But Miko's right.
Once we perform the ritual, it will our festival representative, who also...
There's just one problem. Since this entity can pass through the ley lines, it's...
the solution to that... Then naturally, a joyous...
So, if we want to lure it out...
The Mikawa Flower Festival!
What joy could...
I would imagine we can all think of a few. But, once the enemy appears, I will pull them into the plane... Traveler, I ask that you
All right. I will update everyone back at the festival and start the...
Looks like an all-nighter for me.
Well, this was your idea. Oh, and don't forget...
And in a surprising twist, you were my nightmare all along.
Traveler, during the battle tomorrow, it is imperative you know your... I know. I understand your concerns. One more thing. Thank you.